Welcome to Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news, trends, and insights from Littlefield Agency. Grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Turn up the energy, baby. We brought the Energizer Bunny. Jay Schwedelson, welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. It is damn good to see you, my friend.
Dude, it's so good to hang with friends here, and you guys must be scraping the barrel to have me back. You're like, we need some crap. We don't have any guests. And you're like, let's get that loser back. So honored to be here, and you guys are both one of one, so this is awesome.
Roop's like a kid on Christmas, man. This is really cool. So for our listeners, and by the way, Trent Guyer, a great client and a friend of the agency, Jay, just got off the phone with him, and he's like, dude, Jay's legit. And I was like, yeah, Jay's super legit. And so with that, we got to give a legit intro for you. So bear with me. I'm going to read it fast, but it's really, really good. Today's guest, to our listeners that have never heard of Jay Schwedelson, which are probably few and far between, he's one of the few people in marketing who can make you laugh, rethink everything you believe, and completely ruin your confidence and best practices all in the same conversation. He's the CEO of Outcome Media, founder of SubjectLine.com, host of the #1 marketing podcast in all of the USA in 250 years, man. That's amazing. Author, speaker, professor, apparently someone who looked at the publishing world and said, yeah, I can do that. His brand new book, I've got it right here if you are watching. It is called Stupider People Have Done It. We're going to talk a lot about that today. This might be the most motivating book title ever created. It's part marketing, it's part career advice, it's part life philosophy, and 100% Jay Schwedelson. The book challenges conventional wisdom and gives people permission to stop waiting for perfect conditions. And hey, it's time to take action. Roop's going to get into that here in a second. But beyond all the accomplishments, Jay is one of the most generous, authentic, entertaining, engaging people that Roop and I have ever met. He's proof you can build an incredible business, become a trusted voice in an industry, and still not take yourself too seriously. Here's a fun fact. He's also the owner of what many consider to be the most impressive head of hair in marketing. Look at that hair. Look at that, dude. I'm wearing a hat because I got no hair, and then Roop's freaking touting his hair.
Yeah, I've been trying, but
good Lord. We'll be talking further about that today. If you've ever wondered how much Celsius is considered medically advisable in a 24-hour period, Jay has been conducting research in real time. So grab your favorite energy drink, grab a Celsius, throw out a few outdated marketing rules, and please welcome the one and only Jay Schwedelson.
Dude, that's an intro right there. That's fire. I need to grab that and use that everywhere I go. I appreciate you guys.
Because I spent hours writing that with my friend ChatGPT, so it was really.
Yeah,
so Jay,
that's my
it's good to have you. Let's start off here. We teased the book. All proceeds go to the Jimmy V Foundation, which is just incredible. And Jay, about 25 minutes ago, you posted, you have raised $130,000. You're well over six figures for Jimmy V. You're number 87 out of 40 million books in the world today. You are number 87 on USA Today's list. Did you even think this was going to be a thing when you were writing this?
No, well, it's funny. And everyone out there, I knew nothing about the world of books, like a zero burger. So you ever think you can't do something, you can. And so I knew nothing. And what happened was when I originally sat down to write the book, I wrote like the first 10 chapters, and it was horrendous. It was like less than toilet paper. And I'm like, this is the most boring thing I've ever read in my life. And then I had like 3 weeks to go before it was due. And my publisher, they were like, send us something. You haven't sent us anything. And I just rewrote the whole thing. And I'm like, screw this. I'm going to do this my way. I don't care if it's a normal book or not. And that allowed me to really insert kind of the humanity in it all. And what I learned from it, similar to your guys' vibe, is whether it's a podcast, a newsletter, a book, a post on LinkedIn, whatever you think is the right way to go, stop following what other people are saying, because you know what? Humanity is the algorithm. I learned that from writing this book. And the 100%. Fact that all the proceeds are going to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, that's all that matters. You know what? One day when I'm in the ground, they're going to say, that guy was all right. He actually raised some money and did some good. They're not going to remember the crap campaigns I did for clients. So that's what's important to me.
No, dude, it's such a good reminder for anyone listening to this podcast. That is part of the humanity of it all. And you want to talk about humanity, dude. I'm talking to a guy, my co-host, my podcast guy, my ride or die, Steve Roop. Steve Roop doesn't read books. Okay, I'm just gonna frickin' preface that, right? And I find him coming off of a vacation in the kitchen at our agency, reading this book. And I'm like, hey man, like his computer's open. He's like, hey, I can't be bothered. And I'm like, wow, you're actually reading. Because for the record, he doesn't read any book that I recommended. But by God, if Jay Schwedelson publishes a book,
but I sent him the pop-up book edition though.
Yeah,
so let's be fair.
I was going to say there weren't enough pictures in it. That was my only complaint.
Well, it's funny though, because my daughter's 18, my son is 20, and somehow they got all the way through high school and now into college and stuff, and they were told to read books. They didn't. They used AI to find out summaries and stuff.
Of course.
But both of my kids read the book. And so if I did nothing else, I got my kids to friggin' read a book.
You got your kids, and I got my kid to read my book. Read the book here. It's amazing. So full disclosure, I have not read this book. It came on my desk 2 days ago. I'm going to read this in the next 2 weeks, so I cannot wait. But the early signs are great. The engagement and hearing about it. So Roop, while we have some limited time here on the podcast, please dive in and let's take it away, baby.
Yeah. Like you said, I read that book in 2 days. 2 days, which is literally a record for me.
Anomaly.
I think the title really spoke to me, especially the stupider part. But before we jump into the book, I want to ask you, because we've connected many times at Inbound. You speak, you're on the main stage. What do you make of the new Unbound?
Unbound.
We're still calling it Inbound here.
First of all, I can't get it right. I keep saying Inbound, but it's Unbound, and I will tell you, I love it. Okay. But they sent me a box to do this unboxing video because they want to do announcements. So they send this box of stuff. They go, don't open it. We have to get your reaction, and post a reaction. So I get the box from HubSpot, and I video myself, and I open it up, and I didn't know what the hell because I didn't realize they just changed. It was one letter. They changed one letter. And so I was trying to figure out what happened here. Whatever.
What's new?
And I was like, oh my God, this is exciting. But they have done an incredible job, but if I'm also being honest, I wish I got that agency gig. They probably spend a decent amount of money changing one letter. I feel like I could change one letter. I feel like that's in my wheelhouse.
Work smarter.
How do you guys feel about it, though?
Yeah.
Man, we missed out on that opportunity, Roop.
For real. I don't know. I keep referring to it as Inbound. It hasn't quite sunk in yet, but I'm sure they'll beat it into me before
a couple of months.
September.
I think it's going to be the greatest event they ever put on because they're putting besides the fact that back in Boston, which I'm stoked about.
Good venue,
They have and I'm not here, I don't work on behalf of HubSpot, but they have 4 headliners that could have been the headliner any year. Cynthia Erivo and Mel Robbins and Tom Brady and the woman who went to the moon and all these other people. Any of those people could have been their headliner, and they have 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is crazy.
They're kind of big time, and we got a big time guy here, Mr. Mainstage.
Yeah, he's with them. He's on the main stage.
And here's the thing, right? As we tout this book, and by the way, we had a quick prep 2-minute conversation. She was like, "Hey, don't tout the book. It's all good." Well, hey, there's some great learnings from this book, and for our audience, right? For our prospective clients, for our current clients that tune in every week, Roop, just kind of top 3 takeaways for those brand marketers that really they may have a LinkedIn presence, they may not have one. They're dabbling. Walk us through it, dude.
Yeah, there were a few chapters I did want to hit on, and I did have a question and something generally we agree on. I'm reading this book. I'm like, yep. I like those movies. Yep, this is good. I agree with this process. There was one thing we disagreed on. We'll talk about at the end.
Ooh, a little tension, baby. Yep. I love it.
But specifically, like Sam said, the chapter on LinkedIn really stood out to me because it's something Sam's been working on a lot and trying to grow with. And I'm reading where you're talking about sharing the link to your employees and making sure you cut everything after the question mark off.
By the way, I've been doing the last 3 business days. I have seen better engagement. No BS.
Yeah, it works. So I'm reading that and I'm like, oh, holy crap, this is what we do. And so I immediately am coming to Sam. I'm like, if you only read one thing in this book, you got to read this chapter.
Right.
Is there anything that you felt like if there was only one thing anyone read, or both work and goofiness, is there one takeaway that you think people should get out of it?
Yeah, I'll give you a few very quick win things that are out there. Number one, I did talk about in the book that your company page on LinkedIn is really important. Not that it needs to get a lot of engagement, but it can't be a ghost town. It doesn't matter how big, small, or whatever you are. Your company page on LinkedIn has to continually post. So, because people are going there to see if you're a business that they should work with. They're looking at that more now than even your website. So making sure that your company page has stuff going on. The other one, which is a little bit off the radar, is there was a chapter about social proof, and everybody knows social proof is everything. You need a testimonial, you need this, that, or whatever. But there are some little tactics related to social proof that I think people sleep on. And so, let's say you have a landing page for a webinar or a consumer product or whatever it is, wherever you're taking people to register, buy, subscribe, do whatever. There is some social proof on that page that is so important. You want to have logos on there from companies that you're working with or brands that you're partnered with. You want to have any little award that you've won that you could put on there. You want to have one hero testimonial that is some sort of what I call quantifiable testimonial that doesn't say this is a great product, but this product saved me 50%, in my productivity or whatever. Social proof and using it in every format is really how your conversion rates are going to go up. And I don't think enough people use it everywhere. They may use it here or there, but it needs to be literally everywhere.
I totally agree with that, and it's really interesting. I was at a conference that I spoke at in New York City. It's called Mirror and Live. I need to connect you to Brent Hodgins, Jay. You'd love him.
Cool.
There's a speaker. He's like, hey, guys, no one gives a about your founding story. They want social proof.
Yes.
What results are you getting people? Why is your brand so much better than others? What are people saying that are not associated with your brand? It totally lines up, makes sense.
Totally.
And you're right. I think some people do it in certain instances, but thinking about the 360 digital landscape, I think there's a lot of opportunity for brands.
Yeah, like would you get in an Uber if you ordered an Uber and it had a 3.8 rating? Would you get in that car?
No.
No, you would think you were going to die.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's social proof.
Yeah.
I wish Chelsea Clement was here.
She's
Former
listening.
employee, she won't get in an Uber X. She'll only do black now, but five stars for
Yeah,
Chelsea.
she's fancy.
She's
She's
a
fancy.
bougie lady. Continue.
So the other chapter that really kind of hit me in the book was I don't think I'd heard you speak about AI this way before. And it's something we've talked about a lot here for a couple of years is AI's place in the workplace. Like, is it going to replace people? And the idea that, it's not, AI is not going to replace you, but someone that understands and can leverage AI will.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a really great phrasing for that. So like what's your AI usage in a typical day?
So we now have what we call an AI tech stack in my company. So it used to be, okay, everyone has a subscription, ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, and use it, right? And figure out how to use it. But that was really just all over the place, whatever. And what we realized was that wasn't the best way to do it. So what we now do is there's a couple of AI tools that we kind of tied together. So we've tied together Claude. So everyone has a paid account on Claude.
Perfect.
Which you can link to Zapier and Salesforce and all this stuff. You could actually link Claude to Canva. And then the other big one that we've linked everything together with is Gamma. And I don't work for Gamma. I'm not an ambassador for Gamma, but Gamma.app, because Gamma can make slide decks better than any deck you'll ever make.
Awesome.
So what we do is we take Claude, we tie it with Gamma, we tie it with Salesforce, we tie it with our HubSpot instance, and then we can be pumping out proposals and presentations and custom decks and our Notion instance. So we can be pumping out all this custom stuff in like seconds. So that's what we do. But in terms of, in general, everybody out there for AI, what I did write about in the book, which is my soapbox, is I'm old. I just turned 50. I got my AARP card, so I'm an old loser. So I can say this. Back when Amazon first came out, everybody was super scared to give Amazon their credit card. This is when Amazon was only selling books. You can't give them your credit card. They're going to steal your information. And I remember it vividly. And now today, Amazon's got everything on you. You give them your credit card. You give it to the person you meet on the street. That's where we are with AI. People are like, I can't tell AI about what I had for dinner. I can't tell AI about investments that I'm doing. I can't tell AI this, that, or whatever. That is how you fail with AI. The more you tell AI about yourself, your personal life, your business life, everything, you should do an onboarding session with it, the more custom and tailored it's going to give you back. So I go on AI and I said, listen, this is where my business is struggling. We're having a hard time getting these type of accounts. We're really good at pitching. We're really bad at closing. We have these people that are good at this, and we're bad at this. Help us, whatever. And we share it with everything, and what we get back is so much more powerful. So the people that are going to lose their jobs to AI are the ones that are scared of sharing with AI who they are. Nobody's stealing your data. Your data's already been stolen. I have LifeLock. I pay $300 a year. I get these stupid alerts that say my data's on the dark web. I don't know what the hell to do with those alerts, and I still pay the damn fee.
Well, it's hilarious that
let's exchange credit cards and bank accounts after this real quick, Jay.
No, Jay, you're totally right. Like Tara's aunt and uncle, my wife, we have a Google Home. Like, they're just listening to everything. I was like, bro, you're being listened to. Everyone knows everything about you. Like, as much as you want to ignore it. No, I couldn't agree more.
So love the AI chapter. The other one that really got me was the chapter on changing your mindset from you have to do something to you get to do something.
Yeah.
This isn't like a real like marketing hack or anything. This is just kind of like a life hack in some ways. So like, where were you in life when this happened? And you're like, you know what, I got to change this. Or have you always been a get to guy?
I'll be very transparent. I had a big deal that went through, and in the last 6 months, and before the deal went through, my wife said to me the night before the deal, she goes, after this deal goes through, are you going to be like super relaxed? Are you finally going to be like whatever? I'm like, absolutely. Because that deal was going to really whatever. Yeah. So the deal goes through. And then about a week after this deal goes through, I was worse than ever. I was as stressed out as ever. I was a disaster. I was just a mess. And it made me reflect on, things like gratitude. Every morning when you wake up, and I got very woo-woo. I started doing, a lot of meditation and more walks. And believe it or not, I gave up on caffeine, all these different things. And part of it also was this idea of have to and get to, which is, you have a stack of bills. You're like, oh no, I don't want to pay these bills. But no, maybe you have enough money in your bank account to pay those bills. And it's not, I have to pay these bills. It's I get to pay these bills and take care of the people in my life that I care about, right? It's like, oh, I have to go to my kids' practice. No, you get to, because one day they're going to be older and you're not going to have any practices to go to. Or I have to go to my mom and see her for dinner. No, one day she won't be here. I get to. And the same thing at work. I have to get on this Zoom call. No, somebody actually wants to talk to you and you get to talk to them. And that one flip of a switch, and I didn't make that up. That's been out there forever. And everybody says they made it up. I don't know who the hell made it up, but it really impacted me in a big way. So I try to come from a place of gratitude in everything that I do now.
So good. So powerful.
Yeah. It really, I had heard it also thousands of times. No idea who said it first, but I don't know why dropping it in the middle of your book when we're talking about LinkedIn and AI and favorite TV shows, it hit me that time.
Yeah. No, and for our listeners, right? Just a gentle, simple, great reminder. Yeah. I mean, that is wonderful. Roop, you get to be with us every day.
Claudia and I said get to several times this week.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, we're already using it.
I love it.
Okay. So,
but by the way, with Sam, it's a have to, no matter what the situation.
that part's true. He does tell me have to a lot. Okay, so the kind of last thing from the book was you talk about this great story about meeting your wife, Allie, and is that true? Is that a true story?
Oh, it's 1,000,000,000% true. Everything I wrote in there is exactly what happened.
Us in the dark here. You're going to give us.
I want people need to read the book.
People got to read the book.
They should read it, but it's pretty incredible. It feels like a movie.
Jay, tell the story.
I'll tell the story. This is exactly what happened. So I went to the University of Florida. My wife went there too, Allie. And during college, we would, hang out and hook up and stuff, but neither one of us wanted a real serious relationship. But I was very into her. I thought she was beautiful, all the things. And then we graduated. We both were still living in South Florida. But we lost touch. But I would always think about her. And we lost touch for about 2 or 3 years. But I would always think about what happened to her. And back then, it wasn't like, go on Instagram and you can see what they're doing and all this stuff. So I would hear things here and there. And then I'd heard that she had a very serious boyfriend. Like they were together and that they were on the verge of getting engaged, all this stuff. And I was so sad about that. Not that I'm a bad person, but I was sad. And so then one night I was out in Miami. I was at a restaurant sitting outside with a bunch of my buddies. And then she never saw me. She didn't even know about this until I wrote this in the book, this part. But she was on the other side of the street and she never saw me. And she was walking with her boyfriend holding hands with this guy. And they looked like the happiest people on earth. And I was devastated when I saw them because I was like, oh, crap. I lost her. That was my person. I lost her. This sucks. And I just felt so much regret about not having have tried to make a move in those 3 years. And then about a month or so later, I heard that she broke up with the dude. And I'm like, oh, wow. And about a day or two later after I heard that, I was out at this bar in Fort Lauderdale. And she was there at the bar with this guy. She was talking to this guy. And I was like, holy crap. And I waited for the guy to go to wherever he went, the bathroom or whatever. And as soon as he went to the bathroom, I raced over to her. And she was like, ugh. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, I literally go, I need your phone number. She's like, what? I'm like, I need your phone number right now. She's like, I'm on a date with this dude. She's in the bathroom. You got to go. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving until you give me your phone number. I was a psycho, like total weirdo. And she goes, she could tell I was like, okay, give him the number. So she wrote down her number. She handed it to me. She goes, get the hell out of here. And I said, okay. And I was so excited. I left and then I did not wait. The next morning, I think at like 9 a.m., I call her. And thank God it was a real number. And I'm like, we're going out to dinner tonight. We have to go out to dinner. She thought I was crazy. And that was it. We That was it. We stayed together ever since, got married, been married 23 years. But the story of it really is regret is worse than failure. That what I learned from that is that, oh my God, I almost blew it. Yeah. And there's so many times in my life now where I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to walk up to that person at the party. I'm not going to message them. I'm not going to email them. Like, screw it. Let's do it.
Let's do it,
and
baby.
So that really helped me.
LFG moment.
LF-freaking-G moment. Yeah. Also, I think you just gave us great new prospecting advice for our prospective clients. So thank you very much. Find them at a bar, get their number. All right. I love it.
That's exactly right.
Well, and you've been married to Allie for how many years now?
23 years. It was our anniversary last weekend. And I'm at the age now, which is a beautiful age to be at, where two people say to each other, let's not buy each other anything.
Dude,
this is great.
That is
I don't know what year that started, but I'm very pro this.
Marriage nirvana.
Marriage nirvana. God, what a story. I love it. You know, as we, you've got one more thing.
No, we can wrap up.
I want to know what we disagree on.
That's what I was waiting for. And how many minutes do we have on recording?
We're good.
We're good.
We're good. Okay.
What's the disagreement?
Okay, so reading this book, I'm reading it down the living room. I'm reading it laying in bed. I'm reading it up here at the office. But when I was laying in bed, my wife, she's like, "What are you reading?" I'm like, "This book from Jay." Yeah, and she's like, "Why are you reading this?" I'm like, "Because I want to." And she's really shocked as Sam. But I said, I got to a chapter about bridesmaids. And,
great chapter.
Right? And it's about if you like this movie, it's a good way to indicate if someone's a good person or not, right? Or smart person, I guess. And she kind of was like, oh, what does he think about it? So I'm like, well, look, he generally agrees with us. I'm reading the TV list, everything that you put in there about around pop culture. And she's like, oh, this guy is exactly like you. I go, yeah, pretty much. Then I got to the chapter on coffee.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
And I'm a black coffee guy.
And I'm judging you right now.
Yeah, I know. And I think you said don't at me, and I thought, you know what, we're going to have him on the podcast. I'm just going to bring it up there.
Let me ask you a serious question.
Yeah.
The first time you ordered black coffee, first of all, two questions. Number one, did you genuinely think it tasted good? And number two, did you order it because you thought it made you look tough? And you said, no, I drink it black.
No, my first time I started drinking coffee was because it was cold out and I didn't want cocoa, oddly enough. But the part about oh boy, he's breaking me. No, it didn't taste good.
You can't answer the question. There you go.
Black coffee does not taste good. It's more of a self-punishment to keep yourself in line. That's how I look at it.
But do you feel tough? You're at a restaurant and everyone's like, I'll get, almond milk and stevia and whatever. And you're like, nah, just drink it black. You're like, oh yeah.
My wife does. Okay, so my wife does that. She's all creamers, and specific creamers. So she's constantly
disappointed. You're not better than us.
You're constantly disappointed when you go and want that creamer they don't have. I don't have to worry about it. Black coffee is black coffee.
It's also like when someone says, I don't watch TV. It pisses me off.
That's a lie.
It's like, good for you, loser.
Yeah.
No kidding. As I drink my creamy vanilla latte here.
There you
Thank
go.
you very much.
Right.
I'm proud to be doing that.
100%.
Okay, that's your disagreement.
That was it. Just the one thing.
It's not a flex. Or intermittent fasting. I'm intermittent fasting. Great. You're starving. I don't care.
Yeah. Yes, totally. 100%.
And you're cheating and just not telling anybody. We know.
Yeah, everyone's lying. Why are you still fat? I mean, what are we talking about?
So Jay is to our listeners today.
Oh, by the way, I also want to say I don't make fun of fat people. I tried doing Ozempic, but I ate through it. I did the shot, and then I would eat more. And my wife's like, "You can't do that when you're on Ozempic. You have to like participate and lean in." And I literally thought that if I did the shot, I could eat whatever I wanted. So I was eating like cookies and ice cream, and I got fatter on Ozempic. So I'm still a slob. So anybody who thinks I'm not fat shaming, I am also.
That's the title of your next book. There you go.
I ate through it. That's the next book.
I ate through Ozempic.
So to our listeners that have heard of Jay before, he's incredible. For our listeners that have never heard him,
so sorry.
Check him out. Check him out on LinkedIn. Obviously, LinkedIn's a huge thing. Support Jimmy V. Support our friend Jay. This book is incredible. Jay, as we have closing thoughts here, you bring up gratitude.
Yeah.
And I think that's just such a good thing in today's world. And we as Littlefield Agency, Steve Roop and Sam Littlefield and Claudia Kelly, we are grateful for your time. We know you're a busy guy. You've got a lot of people in your inbox. You've got a lot of people. We said earlier, get to Jay's top of box. And she goes, what does that even mean? Top of the inbox. But anyway, dude, we know you're busy. And so for you to take time on this Friday morning, this will go live Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Tuesday, maybe, Claude? Go Tuesday?
Let's do it.
Tuesday, we will at you. We hope you share this to your feed.
We'll circulate the hell of it. And let me just say back to you guys, I know it's a love fest, but what you guys are doing is really important because you are sharing you're being very real, and you're also being very consistent. You've been doing it. You don't stop doing it. And I listen, I watch, and you're making an impact. So it's an honor just to be involved in some small way.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Right back at you, man. And
right.
Keep fighting the good fight. Keep raising funds. I can't wait to see what that next number is. As this just keeps taking off, and it's amazing. Thank you for what you do. When you are buried in that ground one day, they'll say, "This man raised money, baby."
Let's go.
My guy, Jay Schwedelson. Let's freaking go. Roop, Claude, thank you to our listeners. We'll see you next time.
Adios. See you in Boston, Jay.
And that's a wrap. We hope you found a spark of inspiration for your marketing strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Littlefield Agency to keep the conversation going. Catch you next time.
You guys rock, dude. That was really nice. You're very kind, and I appreciate it. And we're going to get you on my show, and you guys just left, and I'm talking to myself. Sweet. I'm by myself. Cool. You guys just quit. What just happened? I'm still here. Didn't leave. Did you guys leave? You left. Hello? Anybody home? Anybody home? I'm the only one here. I'll sing a song. I don't know if I'm supposed to be the only one here, but I'm going to sing a song just for you guys. What song am I going to sing? We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start. What do they say? Giving? Let's start something. There's a choice we're making.